And now, friends, my great pleasure to bring you to the fifth floor, the top level of our building. This is the First Nighters Club. For those of you who don't know, TCU has an organization called the First Nighters. These are patrons and supporters that buy their tickets for the shows, and they also make a donation to the department. And in return, they are offered a dinner before each opening night of the shows. And at that dinner, there was always a guest speaker who enlightens them on some aspect of the production they're about to see. In addition, this group, a lot of them, they go to New York every year and take a trip and see shows, and they also support our students going up there for their senior showcases. So it's a very valuable group of people and a very enthusiastic, I guess is the right word, group of people too that support these all these programs at Theater TCU. For them, we want to have a clubhouse. Currently, the dinners are held at the Alumni Center, so they have to go down the road and go have dinner and then come back to the theater spaces in Atlanta to see the shows. This would be in the same building with underground covered parking and what's the line from Oklahoma? You could walk to Privy's in the rain and never wet your feet. You know, that's basically what the idea is here for our best customers. It would include the First Nighters Club as they get off the elevator here, a gathering area here, which is comparable to our gallery area in the fourth floor. Then we have the dining room here. We have an actual restaurant on this level. This is a little raised area of seating here so that they can have a better view of our guest speakers, or we have on this stage here a cabaret stage. And part of the plan behind that is to develop a cabaret series, to have our performing students develop their own cabaret acts as another way to support themselves when they go out into the real world. In addition to the main dining room area, we have two private dining rooms here on either side. Here's a little space for production that will run the lights and sound for the cabaret shows. For our artists performing cabaret stage, we actually have back here, we have a green room, dressing rooms, and bathrooms for them. And we have extra large restrooms here, very plush for our First Nighters Club visitors here. Large kitchen, refrigeration, freezers, pantry unit here. We want to also really show our appreciation for our staff. And one of the ways we did that is we included on this level, they have staff locker rooms here, two of them to change in. Then we have restrooms with showers here for them. And then we have down here in a beautiful corner of the building, the northwest building, which overlooks part of the campus and of course overlooks the arts district in Fort Worth. This is a break room for our staff to go and relax between shifts and kind of take a load off and be treated like human beings. Literally is the idea behind that. We have, in addition to our restaurant, we have another exciting thing right here, the Shakespeare Pub, which would be a place where a gathering place I foresee for lunches and for late night get-togethers after the show to have a drink and discuss about the shows they've just seen. Also, a great place sometimes for directors and designers to go and talk about what has just happened in their tech rehearsals, to have their production meetings up there and have a more relaxed space to meet and talk about things. Also, this space, of course, would be our center for keeping in contact with our sports organizations at TCU. There would be feeds and televisions going up there so we could all keep on top of all the games that were happening with our Horned Frogs. And then finally, the most important thing to me personally for the First Nighters Club is a series of 13 one-bedroom apartments. One of the reasons the Trinity Shakespeare Festival was shut down, TCU pulled its funding. They said it was costing too much. And of course, it was never designed to make money, so it was always going to cost. But each year, the costs were going up quite rapidly, and not necessarily because of the production or the salaries. It was the housing costs. We would house our company members on campus using campus facilities, but every year they went up, evidently quite substantially. So if we had a place to be able to house some of them at least, that would really help out the financials on keeping that a viable program for our students and our faculty and our guest artists. So this would serve our guest artists who come in either to perform at the cabaret or to do one of the shows in one of our other theaters with the Hall of Fame musical or the Trinity Shakespeare Festival. Or let's also say we'd use these for prospective students and their families to come and stay while they look over the campus and the program here at Theater TCU. Would you imagine as a parent and as a high school senior coming to check out a college, and the college says, not only do we have this amazing facility and amazing faculty and staff for your student to work with, but if you're coming here, you don't have to go to the Holiday Inn and rent a room. We have a lovely apartment we'd like for you to have at your use while you're here to check out our campus. Do you think that would be a bit impressive? I think it would, personally. Other things with the First Nighters Club back here to service our apartments, we would have over here our pantry, or CVS, I call it, that would have a selection of foods, prepared and canned foods that people could get in case they didn't want to get out and go to the grocery store. They could just pick them up right here. And any, sundries, Kleenex, aspirin, that kind of stuff you could get here in the pantry. Also, a nice large laundry here for our guests so they could do that laundry without having to drag it down to a laundromat and pay for it. It would be here free and clear for them to do it any time of the day or night. And adjacent to that is our management office for the club. And so our club manager would be available, or his staff would be available 24/7 for our guests here. Like I said, we'd have security 24/7, we'd have management available 24/7, and then we'd have our apartments available for our guest artists. So I think this is a very exciting thing, and this is something that would put TCU head and shoulders above anything that I can think of in this country. So there's a look. I'm going to give you some more videos with more details coming up, but this is a look at all of the major floors of the Center for Theater. Thanks for watching.